back with the phones. Let's try Fitchburg, Massachusetts. You're on the air.
Hello?
Hi.
I couldn't hear you over the phone, so I wasn't sure if I was there.
You're all there.
To actually talk about the book for a change, do you think that it's a failure of collective memory that people don't appreciate what was actually going on during World War II at the time? I was reading the book yesterday, and my parents my father served in World War II, and there was real fear about what was going on and what the Japanese are going to do. Is it just a question that we're not teaching history, or that the World War II generation is dying off, that people don't remember the idea or the concept that we could have lost that war?
Thanks.
That's a great question. Thank you for getting the book and reading it. And you make a great point, which I also make in the book. I think that people forget the wartime exigencies, and I really try to provide the proper military context for what was going on. I think that 3 generations of school children have basically been brainwashed into believing that what Roosevelt did was motivated by nothing other than knee-jerk bigotry, and that he was somehow hoodwinked by California politicians who were anti-Japanese, and the Growers Association and the farmers, et cetera, et cetera. And I am by no means denying that there was, in some areas, virulent racism against Japanese. But I didn't set out to write a book about that. The vast amount of literature that has covered the evacuation and relocation process and internment episode talks about all that stuff. I'm simply trying to provide another side of it. And as you say, I think that reminder of what was really going on at the time is really important.
There's a lot coming in on this performance last night. I am an undecided voter and saw the exchange with Ms. Malkin last night. Frankly, Chris Matthews employed Fox News tactics, and it was apparent to me that Fox employees like Michelle aren't used to taking what they dish out. What's good for the goose? Thanks, Jen Flasco.
Can I just comment on that?
Sure.
I have been on Fox News several times where I have been subjected to some very hard-line questioning. I am used to hardball tactics. I don't think that there's anything wrong with aggressive debating, but this was beyond that. This was slime ball tactics. And I've never been on Fox News where those have been employed. I'm not asking to be protected and put in a bubble or a shell. But I don't like words being put in my mouth that I have not said, and that is what Chris Matthews did.
Washington, D.C., you're on the air.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Go ahead, please.
I have 3 points that I wanted to make. Kamusta, Michelle. I wanted to make a few points here. I don't think what Chris Matthews did last night was very good journalism. I think what he was attempting to do was do good television. Bill O'Reilly does the same thing on Fox News, and I don't think that either one of those gets points across. I don't think that that's a relevant way to get at information. So I wanted to say that I disagree with the tactics. However, I see what he was attempting to do, and I have 3 points that I want to make, 2 about this and then 1 about your book. First one being, you said that none of the people have said that John Kerry had a plan to inflict wounds on himself and to come home with medals of honor that would help his politics.
I didn't say
right
that. I didn't say that. Hold on. I did not talk about any plan. That was the previous guest, Lenny Thurlow.
No, the previous guest said that.
Yeah, and I didn't. I didn't even refer to it, and I didn't mention it.
I can't hear you on the phone. I can see you talking, but I can't hear you on the phone. But my point is, Larry Thurlow said that before you. Brian Lamb asked you if he had that plan, and the point that I think Chris Matthews was trying to say was that people have come on, said things, but they have no facts to back them up. And Fox News uses a tactic where they say some people say that such and such has happened, but there's no facts to back them up. And I think that the point they were trying to make, and I think he did it in a poor way, was if you're going to say something, you need to have facts to back them up rather than saying other people said them, because that just floats the information out into the public. But if you don't have information to back it up, I think he was saying that you shouldn't be... It lacks integrity to say it without facts. So at one point in the interview, you said Patrick Runyon was the person that said there were self-inflicted wounds. But in the New York Times article today, he denied that. You brought up his name. You said Patrick Runyon when he finally held your feet to the fire. So I think the point is, bring relevant information up, but have facts behind it.
Thanks,
Don't yell
caller.
at people. But bring
Thanks.